Here are the most mind-blowing facts you missed. 99% of people don't know this. Human brain sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Human_brain Triplofusus giganteus, commonly known as the Florida horse conch or the giant horse conch, is a species of extremely large predatory subtropical and tropical sea snail, a marine gastropod mollusk in the family Fasciolariidae, the spindle snails, tulip snails, and their allies. But here's the crazy part. On average, it weighs over 11 pounds. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand human brain completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. But there's more behind this. This will change how you see things. Brain function sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Brain_function Das Teal is a diss track by German rapper Kool Savas against his former partner Eko Fresh. And it gets even weirder. The diss was a response to Eko Fresh's track Die Abrechnung. And here's why it matters. The track was offered as a free download on the website MZE. This changes how you understand brain function completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. Now let's take a deeper look. Nobody talks about this. Human reflex sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Human_reflex Chris Carrino is an American sports play-by-play announcer who works for Compass Media Networks, Westwood One, and WFAN. But that's not the most shocking part. He is one of Compass' main voices of National Football League radio contests and is the radio voice of the Brooklyn Nets of the National Basketball Association. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand human reflex completely. Watch the next one, it's even crazier. But there's more behind this. This will change how you see things. Muscle memory sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Muscle_memory Clanidium extrarium is a species of ground beetle in the subfamily Rhesidaini. But that's not the most shocking part. It was described by R. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand muscle memory completely. You need to see the next video. Here's why this happens. You've been told this wrong your whole life. Sleep cycle sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Sleep_cycle Shashi Kumar or Sasi Kumar may refer to B. Wait, it gets better. Shashi Kumar, Carnatic violinist, teacher, and composer from Kerala G. And here's why it matters. Shashi Kumar, Tamil film editor J. This changes how you understand sleep cycle completely. You need to see the next video. Now let's take a deeper look. This will change how you see things. Dreaming sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Dreaming 2002 Angola Cup. The 2002 Taça de Angola was the 21st edition of the Taça de Angola, the second most important and the top knockout football club competition following the Jarabola. But here's the crazy part. Petro de Luanda beat Desportivo de Huila 3-0 in the final to secure its 8th title. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand dreaming completely. Follow for more facts like this. But there's more behind this. This is actually crazy. Cognitive bias sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Cognitive_bias Douglas Michael Ford Sr. And it gets even weirder. Was an American professional golfer and two-time major golf champion. And here's why it matters. Ford turned professional in 1949, later going on to win the 1955 PGA Championship and the 1957 Masters Tournament. This changes how you understand cognitive bias completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. Let's break this down. 99% of people don't know this. Confirmation bias sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Confirmation_bias Astragalus gilmanii is a species of milkvetch known by the common name Gilman's milkvetch. But that's not the most shocking part. It is native to the desert scrub and woodland of Nevada. the California Sierra Nevada and Inyo Mountains, and it is known from a few locations in the Panamint Range adjacent to Death Valley in California. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand confirmation bias completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. Here's why this happens. Nobody talks about this. Illusion of control sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Illusion of control. Ajit Anher is an Indian businessman, entrepreneur and media executive. And it gets even weirder. He is currently the chief operating officer at JioStar, a joint venture between Reliance Industries, Viacom 18 Studios, and the Walt Disney Company. And here's why it matters. Prior to this, he served as the chief operating officer at Viacom 18 Studios and Viacom 18 Motion Pictures for over a decade. This changes how you understand illusion of control completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. But there's more behind this. This will change how you see things. Placebo effect sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Placebo_effect. Coldwater Spring is a spring in the Fort Snelling unorganized territory of the U. But that's not the most shocking part. And here's why it matters. State of Minnesota, that is considered a sacred site by the Dakota people, and was also the site of the U. This changes how you understand placebo effect completely. You need to see the next video. Here's why this happens. This will change how you see things. Bystander effect sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Bystander_effect. Barcelona Convention and Statute on Freedom of Transit. The Barcelona Convention and Statute on Freedom of Transit is an international treaty signed in Barcelona on April 20, 1921. The treaty ensures freedom of transit for various commercial goods across national boundaries. But here's the crazy part. It was registered in League of Nations Treaty Series on October 8, 1921. And here's why it matters. It went into effect on October 31, 1922. This changes how you understand bystander effect completely. Subscribe if you love content like this. But there's more behind this. This will change how you see things. Dunning-Kruger effect sounds normal, but here's what most people miss. Dunning-Kruger effect. Umair Haroon is a Pakistani television producer, director, and actor based in Karachi. Wait, it gets better. He is a member of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the organization that administers the International Emmy Awards. And here's why it matters. This changes how you understand Dunning-Kruger effect completely. You need to see the next video. Subscribe for more deep insights and hidden knowledge.